right, marketers, grab your overpriced standing desks and that oat milk latte you love so much, because welcome to Notorious B2B, the only show where we treat LinkedIn drama like breaking news and expose the real B2B marketing sins.
Yeah, think of us like SNL meets TMZ, but for the people who argue about whether gated content is still a thing or not. I'm Task Bober, B2B landing page nerd and lovable troll on LinkedIn.
And I'm Tim Davidson, the guy making TikTok-style videos and cutting fruit on LinkedIn. Together, we're cutting out nonsense and roasting the most ridiculous trends in B2B marketing.
Because if we have to suffer through another 10 things getting engaged taught me about B2B sales, we're taking you all down with us.
Let's get into it. Well, we're matching though, so it counts.
Are we matching? You are wearing a map today.
Yep. Why? Want to know why?
Why?
Notorious B2B is global. It's a global map.
Oh, no.
That wasn't bad.
That was pretty bad. I'm wearing tie-dye, so I don't know if that's matching or not. Yeah. And it's like...
I couldn't even tell.
It's only like half a shirt.
You didn't even dress up today. Wow.
No. So it's Juneteenth.
Yeah.
My children are both home. They don't have school. And I actually forgot that we were recording today.
Yeah,
I was out and about with my family. We're doing stuff around the house. And then I was like, oh, wait, we're not going to have an episode next week if I don't record today. And my husband's like, you're supposed to be off. And I was like, yeah, but one is napping. Can you just entertain the other one? So she's very happy. She gets an hour of screen time while we're doing this. So, but that means I do have a hard stop. So
that's fair. We can fast forward.
And also that means she may enter at any point, but she's been in the background of a few of my videos before.
Yeah, she's a regular.
She's already there. She already wants to know why I'm on YouTube. Like, she asks me with pure disgust because all her favorite things on YouTube. And she's like, Mom, why are you on YouTube?
She wants her places.
But
you can't screw that up.
She also likes to watch my B2B Now parody video. Oh. The one that I forgot to tag you in.
That's all right. No free plugs.
And she makes me watch it like every other night with her. So
that's cute.
It is cute. But then she yells at me. She's like, those aren't even the words. Because I sing an Ariel song. And I'm like, yep, that's the point. You won't get it today. You'll get it some other day, Yeah,
the acronyms take some time. She'll learn them.
Yeah, the B2B acronyms. Yeah. I will give her maybe a kid's book. And she can learn them.
You have to make one.
Like, yeah, of course. We'll make one. We'll make a Notorious B2B
AI it up.
Glossary of B2B terms.
ChatGPT. I guarantee, it'd be the perfect LinkedIn post
for a 5-year-old.
Make people comment.
Yeah, amazing. Done.
Everyone's a parent,
Everyone's a parent. Yeah. Okay, so docket this week or docket?
What?
Do we have a docket or do we have a docket?
Yeah, ducket.
We got a ducket. Wait, first, we missed you last week.
Yeah, I'm glad you came on because I was kind of itching.
You were kind of itching. Yeah. You thought that we would not even have a show because you were like, hey, we're going to skip this week. Well, you were going to make it work somehow. And I was like, no, just take the day off. And then I went and harassed some people on LinkedIn. And Clark Barron was like, I'm free. What's up?
I was
like, all right, let's do it. It was pretty impressive. And yeah, he came on. The interesting thing with him is that he already has a docket, but all of that. And then I love when we have guests because then this other stuff piles up, apparently, when you send me the links appropriately, which you did not.
LinkedIn sucks,
LinkedIn, it really does suck. Like just DMing, all of it. It's just terrible.
Yeah. No easy way to share links these days.
No, just buries it.
That's all right. Whatever.
Okay, so what's going on? Take it away. Take me around the globe.
Well, we got a little circle back here. I don't know if I see what you did there. I'm not even sure if this is technically a circle back, but it's about rippling. So it's always a circle back about rippling.
Okay.
So fair. Rippling, rippling deals, fiasco. They seem to love being in the news. And it turns out rippling has some dirty seat billing.
Ooh.
And if you actually read it, it's actually very interesting. Actually, not interesting. It's annoying. But we'll take you through it.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Well, firstly, this David Adato guy, I don't know who it is, but he's been posting about it recently. He went on a tear. He's got like 3 in a row about the rippling. He's just not happy with them.
Wow.
And they all get pretty good engagement too. They kind of actually, oh shoot.
Wow. 1,700 reactions on the first one.
Yeah. The second one had 470.
Okay.
And then the third had 387. This is all within
That third one, what a
a
loser
week.
post. Just kidding. Okay. I would love
It
to
all
get
trickled down.
387.
But here is like this one is going to be the best one here.
Okay.
So the second, I like the second post the best because I think it just gives you exactly what is going on, and it's very annoying actually. What is
What
going on
are
in my
these
background here?
fireworks? What's happening
Come
with your
on, Zoom.
camera?
I think I did an update. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. If for those of you who are only listening, Tim's making some motions and there are fireworks going on in the background. He had a glitter thing. I don't know what Zoom's doing.
Yeah,
What was that?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
It's like the thing where you put the thumb up and it like does
Yeah, and
the.
it thumbs up.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, there it is.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So
Well.
all right. So David actually starts all his posts with part one, part two, part three.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The TLDR here is he's not happy, and part two gives the best reason. I'm going to read it right
Okay.
here. So part two,
Amazing.
Rippling's dirty little secret, M dash seat count building. Seat count billing. Yes, I brought receipts in parentheses. If you're using Rippling and think you're only paying for active employees, you're in for a surprise. Here's how their billing actually works. You hire someone, a seat is added automatically. You terminate someone, that seat stays billed unless you fight it to get it removed. So, the classic, like, I gotta
What?
talk to my CSM. Want it fixed? You have to beg your account manager to draft an addendum if they allow it, in parentheses. Can you do it yourself? Nope. When will they do it is the big question here. And he gives a great example of this.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, you have a minimum seat count of 10 seats, hired 5, and then you terminated 3 people. So you hired 5 people, you're up at 15. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wait, no.
Yep. Yep. So you
Yeah,
had 10. You
you had
hired
10.
5 additional.
Yep. And then you got
Yep.
rid of 3. You'll be billed at 15
Mm-hmm.
because that's just how it works.
Wow. Okay.
It's not a bug. And he has like a screenshot of an email, I'm assuming with their account manager. They bill you regardless of how many seats, it's just whatever if you
Whatever
add more
count
people
you've
in.
racked up,
Yeah.
regardless of whether they're in or out of the company.
Now think about this at scale. So what was it? Microsoft laid off like 6,000 people.
They're still paying for 6,000 people.
Yes.
Holy
So they get
shit.
rid of, I'm obviously Microsoft's a huge company,
Yes.
easy math.
Yeah.
If they're 100,000, it's still small potatoes, but 100,000, they get rid of 6,000, they're still going to be paying for 100,000.
Yeah.
They hire
Yeah.
more people, they hire another 6,000, they get rid of 12,000, they're still paying for 106,000.
Insane.
That's annoying, by the way. Like I get why he's not happy.
Yeah. So
What the heck?
basically, so you have 10 seats and then you hire 5 people, then it adds to that. So it says, okay, now you're paying for 15 seats. Say you fire 5 people, you're still paying for 15 seats. Then if you're like, okay, I got 5 more people to replace the 5 that I got rid of, now you're paying for 20 seats, not
Yeah.
15. Holy shit. Okay.
And think about even if you start at 10, you hire 5, you're at 15. Let's just say you have a bad year and you have to fire 8 people and you're left with freaking 2, right? You're still paying for 15.
Wow. Wow. B2B math.
Yes. B2B math.
Now we know what's behind the $1 billion valuation.
I guess so. I mean,
oh my
because 10's a
gosh.
small number, but like if you're thinking about these companies, it's an HR like type of platform, right? Like
Yes.
it's gonna be for pretty much everyone at your company.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Wow.
I don't know
So
if I don't know.
show me
I
the
feel like
email, screenshot that he had. Oh, God, these
small
screenshots are
potatoes here.
freaking terrible. I can't even see that. Hi, David. Thank you for your patience while I have been reviewing the seats in your account. Upon reviewing your account, I was able to locate a discrepancy in your seat count due to a possible system issue. Due to these issues that have occurred, I will be looping in our engineering team to take a look into your account further to see why this happened. Also, so that we are able to come to a resolution to prevent this from happening again in the future. I'm in the process of building out a detail. So basically just saying, they're saying that it's a glitch, but it's not. He's saying that it's not.
Now, one thing to note here is look at the time, the date. It's March 12th.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming David's mad because it's now June
And things have
and they're
moved.
still doing it. So every month they're billing them.
There's another image though, right? Because there's an arrow. What's the next one? Here, oh, the contract.
Oh, it's the contract, yeah.
Okay, if you terminate employees, your seat count will remain at the new monthly seat count minimum. This is in the contract,
Yeah.
right? And then we will always bill for them until any new users occupy their seats. So they're saying that if you get 5 people to replace them, it's still going to be those 5 seats, but what he's saying is no, they'll
Mm,
just keep adding to it. Please note, terminating any user will not decrease your total seat count, but will free up their seat to be used by new users. You will still be billed for the total seats. Wow. Okay. Similarly, removing any users from time and attendance app will lead to an open seat to be reused by any new users. I mean, that's kind of like, with HubSpot or whatever. It's like you have 5 seats and 3 are
mm.
empty. You're still paying for the 5 seat tier. But if you've done it to where it's like each additional seat, I'm going to go out on a limb here and suspect that many, many SaaS platforms work like this.
Yeah.
Because like with HubSpot right now, I just upgraded the other day and it's like you have 3 seats. And then if I fill up all of those seats and then I keep adding more, like I'm going to continue to be billed for those additional seats, even if I don't fill them unless I cancel them. But maybe perhaps the difference is that they will allow me to delete that additional seat much easier than Rippling is doing for these guys.
Yeah. And I think that's where probably the biggest annoyance is. It's like those, the things that you buy that are so easy to buy. Like it's one click buy, but you have to like call them to cancel the.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so
Mm-hmm.
annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they get to prolong it for a couple of months
Yeah.
and then count it in their forecast numbers.
It's all about the forecast.
It's all about the forecast to get that funding. Wow, that
But he went
is
on a tear
super
here.
annoying.
Yeah.
And now, he's escalated their dirty little secret. And now,
It's the
was there
same thing.
more? Oh, he
It's the same
reposted
post,
it?
actually.
Okay. Okay.
But it's 2 days later. He says just for visibility again.
There's a
He
third.
tagged the CEO, by the way, Parker Conrad.
Is Parker the one that's in? No, wait. That
Yeah,
was
I think
DLCO. DLCO was in Dubai.
Parker's not a good boy, though. It's not.
Yeah,
He's not the best boy in the world
this
to talk about
boy.
here.
Oh my gosh. Why did I
He's
picture a
got
little
some. He's got some
lab?
baggage.
He does. Does he have an additional picture in this post? Because I saw
I
3.
think he's just. Oh,
Oh, okay. So this was March 19th, and they
okay.
said, I'll go ahead and credit back that amount for you right now, and we'll send over an amendment to the contract to reset the count to 5. Okay, so this is like basically in order to do that, you need to jump through hoops. Otherwise, you will be billed separately. So even though they took care of the problem, he's like, I'm gonna blast y'all on social
So
media.
that's what I'm trying to think about. Like, I think he overreacted a little bit. I think
Oh,
the post does make it look like, and I
they're
already said it
still
right.
doing it.
Here's the march. They're still
Yes.
gonna keep doing it. It looks like it was pretty resolved pretty easily. And like to your point, HubSpot, Salesforce, they're probably they're all similar.
Yes.
Look, they went crazy though. I mean, shoot, go for it.
I mean, it might be a way for them to just think about like how HubSpot might just have a button that says like delete this seat or change my
Yeah,
subscription to
they're
make
not
it
gonna.
that
Why would they
easy
do that though?
versus good.
Why
Yeah,
would they do that?
exactly. Why
People
would
are
they do
not
that?
everyone's gonna look at it. Like he's obviously, it sounds like he's talking about smaller numbers, 10 people, 15 people.
Yeah.
That you're gonna keep track of.
Yes.
If you got 1,000 employees, they don't really care.
Yeah. Who's really keeping track of all
Some
that?
do,
Yeah.
but you should
Yeah.
actually. But
Yeah.
I
Okay.
thought this was gonna be a third email of, I saw your post. Let me fix this for you. That'd been great.
Oh my
That'd been
gosh.
great.
We have been waiting for one of those, but that didn't happen with like the Toast freelancer guy because he's blocked.
No.
Not happening with this guy. So honestly, the only time I've ever seen a company respond to anything is if like someone tags RB2B and then Adam Robinson's like, hello. And he
I've
always
seen Zoom Info
responds.
respond, like the
Really?
CEO there. He's really good at it. There's a couple others. I think some of these companies are so big, it's just like whatever. Like they're not paying attention. They're dealing with
No.
this shit all the time. We're on
Yeah.
LinkedIn. This is a small bubble. They're probably getting tons of stuff on Twitter and like
Reddit.
Facebook and Reddit. Oh, Reddit. Oh my
Reddit that
gosh.
we're so
They
scared of.
have, well, Reddit's got their own communities of I hate rippling, like that type of thing. Like there's
Yeah.
probably so much backlash there.
Okay. So speaking of being in a little baby bubble that is LinkedIn, let's
True.
talk about a very commonly known, at least for the people who are on LinkedIn all the time, like us, who are posting on LinkedIn all the time. For the regular person, like if I texted one of my former coworkers right now, they'd be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But basically, Facebook, it wasn't like really an announcement. It was like in another article, but I'm going to share it. But Facebook basically admitted that links inside your actual posts are going to hurt your reach. And none other than my bestie, Amanda Natividad, my best friend who doesn't know she's my best friend. That's kind of
Well, I was
where
gonna ask that actually. So that's good
you're
to
going
know.
to ask her.
Yeah. I was gonna ask. No, I was gonna ask that. Like, are you like BFFs or as like,
No, she has no idea. I don't think
yeah.
she cares
Oh,
who I
she
am.
knows who you are. Don't get me wrong.
She does not know.
She
I
probably
mean,
says the
maybe
same thing in her pod.
vaguely. Maybe vaguely. I've never listened to a pod, although I'm a huge advocate for anything that she does. I really should listen to a pod. Okay, so she says Facebook is now explicitly saying that your links are killing your reach. It's true, Meta, Facebook, is advising users to drop their links into the comments instead of the main post. Their own transparency report shows 97.3% of all Facebook post views are now going to content with no external link. This confirms the core principle of zero click marketing, which is something that she came up with or said first. I know that that's like the bit that
Yeah, I was
she
gonna
has
say,
going on.
did she really come up
She
with it?
coined like zero click marketing, and zero click marketing is
Good for her. That's
basically,
awesome.
yeah, basically native first standalone value content. So basically, you don't gate information. So no comment gating, no like, hey, go to my whatever. You give them all the value that they need from the social post. And she calls it zero click marketing, where the
Hmm.
user does not have to go anywhere else to get value from the content you put out. And the reason why this is like kind of semi important is because that is something we all talk about a lot on LinkedIn, at least people who post commonly there, which is we don't put links in our posts for that reason. It kills reach. And it makes sense because the way that these social platforms make money is by advertising. And in order to generate the number of impressions that they can sell and eyeballs, they need to keep people on the platform, consuming within the platform. So, yeah, they're not going to like if you're going to put links to people to exit the platform. That's essentially
Hmm.
taking money out of their pockets. So, LinkedIn goes one step further though, because with Facebook, if you actually looked at like this article that she had, but I went and read the whole thing. But this is essentially Facebook does a little extra where they actually tell you, hey, here's some stuff that's impacting your post's reach. I wish they would do that on LinkedIn. Like, hey, you use the F word, so like, can you cool it and it'll increase your reach?
That's Facebook doing that, or is it social media today saying that?
This is from their Facebook account.
Oh, interesting.
So there's a
Good for them.
screenshot here for those who are just listening. And basically, a screenshot from which companies are Social Media Today is the news outlet or whatever that wrote about this. And they went to their social account and looked at one of their older posts. And there was this little like box or whatever next to their content that said, hey, optimize your content's reach. And here are the factors that are impacting this post distribution. One is like your post contains a video or photo that helps with reach, but then another one with like a little error message that says a link in your post caption. So it's basically saying we detect a link in your post and that is ruining your reach. These are some warnings that they should add on LinkedIn posts because we do that all the time. We will skip the link and we'll always put it in the comments, but then they bury the links in the comments too. People can't find them. So they
True.
go out of their way not to showcase things. So TLDR, don't put links in your posts. Make sure that all the value that you want someone to get from, your content is already in the post. They hate when you link out. And it's the same thing for DMs too. I heard like the rumor, which is like you putting too many links in DM and sending people out causes
Mm.
issues as well in general with your reach. So yeah, that is kind of the latest situation there. And like my opinion on why they don't want links or, but it kind of makes sense as to why. But I think the whole thing is now just going to be this, where it's like you need to showcase value straight up. I wonder if, I don't know if LinkedIn ever would. Like they're so late to the stuff. I described LinkedIn as like that 70s show where they're all sitting in a circle, just high as shit, just like talking shit in the basement. That's how I picture LinkedIn's engineers. Is they're just sitting around, just screwing around, getting high, don't give a shit because they know we're gonna keep coming back day after day, regardless if we get bitch about the reach or we're having a good day or we're having a bad day on the platform, we're still gonna come back. So they don't care.
That was mean. Engineering team, you're okay. You've done some stuff. You're getting there. That was mean.
Was that
Not
that was too mean?
that was a little mean.
Okay,
Not to play
sorry.
devil's advocate. I don't have any good data on this, but I've seen people like Will Aiken and a couple others say who have tried, putting the link in the post versus not, and they haven't seen much reach decline at all.
I've
But
seen
I think the
Devin Reed
premise,
put links in his post
yeah,
too. I should
so
probably
a lot
ask
of
him.
people do. A lot of people put links in their posts, and they still have like from the outside looking in, great
Hmm
reach. So I don't know. I don't know the answer here. I think just intuitively, like if you click on a link, it does give you that screen that says you're leaving
You're
LinkedIn,
leaving.
by the
Yeah.
way. So I get that it would kind of hurt that. I think the whole premise is right. Like probably shouldn't put links in your posts.
If you want to play the reach game or whatever,
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
it's kind of one of those things where it's like we all have these theories about posting on here. How true are they? I don't know. At certain times they're truer and other times they're not as true. And then there's a ton of variables that happen at the same time. Like it was random the other day. I don't know if I sent you that, but I something's going on with it too because a post that got like 7 comments and 47 reactions had like 16,000 impressions, which a post like that for me is usually like 1,600 impressions. I mean, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain about it, but it was just like weird. And I was like, and I was
Yeah.
looking at the people who comment. I'm like, why would this get more reach than the other ones? And then I saw Nick Power had commented on my post, and I was like, well, that guy has, a huge following that people love with the weird LinkedIn and stuff. So I'm like, maybe there's those factors, like somebody notable on the platform comments, and then that obviously pumps up your reach because it gets distributed to like far more people.
There's so much variance, like
Yeah.
person to person, post to post.
Yeah, there's
There's
no
definitely
way.
some. There's probably some true guidelines, I guess. But I mean, I've read all those. Like, this is what's changed in LinkedIn in the last year, and so those big reports by those carousel bros. Not all of them are carousel bros, but I've read those, and some of the stuff makes sense. Some of the stuff I'm like, wow, I'm actually seeing the exact opposite. So it's just weird.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? So yesterday, the posts, and we all talk about this too, which is the posts where you put in so much time and you're thinking about it and you're like, I'm gonna add all this media and I'm gonna put a thumbnail and a video and put all this text and stuff into, right? Okay, 54 or whatever, 55 reactions, 32 comments, 2 reposts. I'm actually sharing like tactical knowledge, 1,400 impressions. I wrote this on my phone
Yeah.
while my kids were freaking screaming in the background, trying to get them ready for breakfast. It took me 30 minutes in total because I was trying to write and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go make breakfast. And then I was trying to write and then, oh, I gotta go take my vitamins, like whatever. And then I just kind of threw this
Yep.
together on my phone and published it and it freaking went off. And it's like, I didn't think about, oh my God, is that the perfect hook? Are people gonna read that? Is this like a how I versus a how to? Like,
Yeah.
no
It's so
one gave a
classic.
shit. Yeah, I was like feeling frisky
What is
today. So
this
I
screenshot?
shared a meme. I shared a meme and said POV reading copy in a B2B website because I saw this on Instagram yesterday. I was like, this is funny. I'm gonna make it B2B. And I
Going
posted it.
crazy.
I posted it 30 minutes ago before we came on our show. So, but it kind of like lines up with the POV too. So I thought it was just funny. That's all.
You get it?
Free plug of my content.
Well, that's another thing that the time, there's always those things like post at this time. It's going to go be much better. If you post past this, it's not going to do good.
I know. I know.
I try to post like 8 to 10 a.m., but
Yeah, that's
I've
me too.
seen 4 p.m. I've seen 8 p.m.
Yeah.
go crazy. Like, it's just not
I
like,
mean,
it's not
who are
about
those
that.
people? Like Dave. Dave posts twice a day.
Yeah.
Certain
Oh,
people
yeah.
post twice a day, and then they'll do like a 9 a.m. and like a 3 p.m. But it's also weird because like Devin Reed, again, I'll use him as an example. He lives in California. So by the
Mhm.
time his stuff shows up in my feed, he's posting at 9 a.m. his time. It's noon my time. So like,
Right.
uh, I think content is content. It just like has to
Content's
be good.
content.
You just it has to be good and it has to hit people at the right
Maybe.
time and
Doesn't
like
always have to be
whatever.
good, to be honest.
True,
Some of
we
the
did
shit
cover that
stuff
one.
goes,
But like why, and then you could buy traffic and we're not going to get into that.
yeah, you could buy everything these
Okay,
days.
speaking of buying and paywalling
Great.
shit,
That was
let's
great.
talk about CapCut. What's going on with CapCut? Am I reading it or are you reading it? Are
I'll
you
read
following
it.
this? Okay, let's do
Yeah.
it.
So I use CapCut, so it's probably best for me to read it.
Okay, yeah. Was that a stray because I'm so shit at editing
No,
video?
it's just
Oh, okay.
I actually use CapCut. Some people don't.
I do,
I,
not as much as you though.
oh, you do? I didn't know that.
Very
Okay.
rudimentary. Okay.
So this got sparked. Again, I've used CapCut for 3 years. I don't not read the freaking terms. Don't care.
Yeah.
So this got sparked from someone posting about it on LinkedIn. Christina Lay, who is awesome person, head
Yeah, I heard
marketing at
she's
Plot.
awesome.
She had a kid recently. Good for her. She says CapCut's updated terms where they have permanent rights to your content is a shisty move. I like that word. Reminder to everyone to always read the fine print. If you run social for businesses, I can a little plug here. I consider looking at alternatives to better safeguard your work, like Slate.
But
Obviously,
wait, she doesn't work for Slate, does she?
no, but just a little
Okay,
plug for
okay.
Slate.
I mean, she can give free plugs. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. All right. So her first comment in their terms, they say, by making available creator content on or through the services, you hereby grant A, to us, an unconditional, irrevocable.
Irreversible.
Wow. I can say it in my head. I can't say it with my mouth. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Irrevocable. Irrevocable.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Non-exclusive, royalty-free, fully transferable, including sub-licensable, perpetual, worldwide license. Wow, they covered all their fucking bases. To use, modify, adapt, edit, reproduce, make derivative works of, publish, transmit, distribute, or store, and to authorize users and other third parties to view, access, use, download, modify, adapt, edit. What the fuck? This
All
keeps
right. So
going.
I'm going to give
Of
you a
all your
shortened version
content.
here. I'm just
Yeah.
going to give you a shortened version here. In the shortened version, you keep copyright, but you grant CapCut and its affiliates, which CapCut is owned by ByteDance, who owns TikTok.
Oh,
So
shit.
affiliates is TikTok and
Okay.
other things that they probably own. Perpetual, worldwide, royalty-free, blah, 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 license to use, reproduce, modify, distribute, publish, or showcase your content, essentially. On
Wow.
any affiliate. Again, they own TikTok.
Holy shit. And this is coming after CapCut kind of got like CapCut got some like bad vibes from paywalling their stuff now because
Yeah.
everything's watermarked, right? I bet you pay for it though,
I
don't
pay
you?
for it. I
Okay,
pay for
I
it.
don't pay for it because I don't use it as much and I literally just use it to shorten video and stuff. I was gonna ask you what the alternative I could use to just do like minor editing like that. Would it now be
I
Descript?
wish I knew. I don't know. I just never. CapCut's what I know. Waiver.
You can't
right
do
now.
anything else.
Right now, I'm on the VO3 anyway, so I don't even
Oh
care.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, your new obsession. All right, so
it's interesting.
but here's the thing. This
I think
is
this
an
is every platform.
insane term, first of all. Like in another life, I could have been a lawyer, which, you know, my mom says. But also I've gone through so many contracts. I've never seen one this in depth about wanting to own anything that you create, which is absolutely insane. Will it teach marketers to read terms?
No.
Never. No. Hell
Absolutely
no.
not.
No.
What?
I'm still not going to read the terms. Although I will say now, what you can do is probably take those terms, put it in ChatGPT and say, are there any red flags I need to worry about? Give me the TLDR. And I think that maybe that one step, if you are working for a company, or you're buying something on behalf of something like that, maybe it's worth, you know, giving it a shot.
Yeah, I do think, but I'm pretty sure all social platforms are like this. This is a video editor, so it's different.
Yeah.
But anything you put on Meta, yeah, you own it, but you don't.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah, you publish it on their platform.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
it's like
it's their free platform that you get to use, right? Now, if you have to pay for it for CapCut, they probably should give you the rights.
yes, I agree.
You know,
Because
that might be
what's
different.
what's the saying? It's like if the product is free, the product is you. But if you're paying
Yeah.
for the product and then on top of that, the stuff that you do on there is theirs, that's bullshit. So you keep copyright, but then you give them also equal rights to the content. So like everybody
It's
has
weird.
copyright in this. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Okay.
So the question is like, what are
insane.
they going to do with it? I mean, they might be doing this. Like, if you go on any platform now, there's anything that goes viral, it
Mhm.
gets copied and used in different clips and things all over the place, so
Yes.
people can just get a bunch of views.
Yeah.
Maybe CapCut is doing that in the back end or TikTok, right? Like or
Mhm.
ByteDance. Maybe that's what they're doing, and they're just getting a bunch of just making things go viral. I don't know.
Interesting. It's like on Instagram, they have that, like they have a video and then, or like, you know, you're scrolling the feed and then they have like 3 or 4 that they're kind of suggesting.
Mhm.
So maybe they just mean that, like maybe people like, wait, why are you suggesting
Oh.
my shit? You know, but then that's them like editing for size, only showing a little bit of it so that you get enticed to click on it and look at. So maybe they're covering their bases there. And it could be totally innocent. But this is like, I know you didn't listen to the episode with Clark last week. I know you. I know you didn't. I know you didn't. And that was a lot of that, which is like, you have all this power. Are you using it for good or evil? It might very well be innocent, but is it? If you have this much influence and power and you have to cover your bases, is it innocent? We don't know. TBD.
I mean, unfortunately, they can do what they want. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
By the way, again, this is like you're using it for free. It's free.
It's
You
free.
have no
Yeah.
rights.
I'm not, I mean, I will complain about small LinkedIn features, but like I said, I
It's
will
free.
keep coming back no matter how shitty it is.
There's no
So,
other
yeah.
B2B. There's no other B2B social. So, like they have me. I mean, what?
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
They got us all. Good luck trying to sell your freaking course on Instagram about
Yeah.
landing pages. Like, good luck.
Okay.
Unless it's like e-commerce.
Unless it's ecom landing pages,
Yeah, anything
which,
B2B, you're done. I'm sorry, but you're done. Unless you're selling drop shipping courses, then you're good.
yes, which is also like so 5 years ago. Okay, next. This guy goes on a rant about work from home becoming too relaxed, which is like so strange to me.
I hate these
So
people.
I know I can't stand these people too. It's like
Well, let's see who it
why?
is. Then I'll decide.
Okay, Florin
He looks terrible.
Tattoo.
Tatalia. Tutal.
He is top voice though, and he's built over 100 million in pipeline.
Ah.
70,000 followers. Let's see, what does he
So
do?
let's see that comment. Let's see that engagement rate.
Head of sales development
Oh,
at Common Room.
sales dev.
Weren't they on
Cameron's
Notorious
buzzing.
B2B? Yeah, they're buzzing right now. Okay. He goes on a rant, which I'm going to try not to read this entire thing. And then the hilarious thing about this is he goes on a rant about work from home. And then he ends the post with plugging some company about, building standout proposals. And people go wild. So
Wait, does
here's
it say partner?
yes, this is a partner post,
Oh
okay?
my God.
Which is hilarious. So he rage baits people into
Love it.
this post and then tries to sell them on it, and people go wild. So I'm going to just read a gist of the post, which is we've become way too lax during the work from home era. Here are 4 things that scream amateur hour when I'm going through an evaluation as a buyer. Like, come on. So, first impressions matter whether you like it or not. Number one, come to calls with executives wearing a tee and a hat. You aren't Mark Zuckerberg. It's a matter of respect. Number two, not having a clean demo instance. You should be investing some time in making sure that you have a clean demo flow, professional deck, no extra tabs, bookmarks showing, etc. Okay. Three, not spending 10 minutes before a call to do research on people and asking basic questions that you should have found the answer to. And number four, not having great communication, engaging follow up material. And then it goes, take the time to build out standout proposals with tools like Quiller. Stop sending that massive deck and quotes, blah, blah, blah. So it turns into a sales pitch. What else would you add? And then he goes, hashtag Quiller partner. And Mac Redden,
This is funny.
love him. He goes, you know what really screams amateur hour? Slipping in a sponsored mention without any indication that it's a brand partnership. And that comment gets 42 reactions, which is hilarious. And then some people are like, I completely disagree. They're like actually falling into the trap of like his rage bait. And, at the end of the day, most sellers, blah, blah, blah. But Mac was one of the only ones who actually called out, like, hi, you just not going to say anything about this being a rage baited
Was the
partner
post edited?
sponsored post?
I wonder if he edited that after.
It was edited.
I wonder if he edited it after. Then I get it. Why I put
I
quote partner at the end.
The first time I saw this in my feed, it was this
Okay.
way. It wasn't edited, but Mac had already responded. So
Yeah.
that's what piqued my interest in this post. But here's a funny thing. My husband and I have this conversation all the time because his company is very formal and they're like, you got to come shirt, tie to the office a couple times a week. You got to like show up on calls. Like you got to wear a shirt and a tie on a call. He's like, I'm not wearing a shirt and a tie on a call. But then he wears it because he works for the company. He works for the big man. He can't. Yeah. He is like, it's like, I don't need this shit. Actually, I kind of do. So, but you worked for a certain company where I saw a post many moons ago from the CEO that said the thing that makes us stand out against other similar companies is that we dress the part. Most places will come in, they seem very casual and cool. You want to seem like Silicon Valley, like super cool agency guy, or like, we're just like super California or whatever. But like we show up and we are dressed to the nines. What's your opinion on that?
So yes, we didn't have to wear a tie, luckily, but it was collar and like a jacket.
Which I would imagine is hard for you because look at your shirt collection.
This was fine. To an extent.
You could wear this global map.
To an extent.
What about your Pokemon shirts?
No, I can't wear those.
Yeah.
But then there would be the jacket over. So you only see like now the problem with that is my office is upstairs
Uh-huh.
We got AC, but it doesn't creep up as good up here. So I'll be sweating hard.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Uh-huh.
if I'm doing a presentation with a client, like I'm dripping. That was the
Yeah.
problem. But so let's just not. First off, link in the post, by the way, kind of went crazy. So
Oh,
links might work.
well, not crazy. 237 is not
It's pretty good
crazy. Okay, fine.
for a
Yeah, I
link
mean it's
post,
decent
right?
for a
For a
post
link
with the
post.
link in it. Yeah. But the guy has 70,000 followers. So if you look at a ratio.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Keep going.
But so let's just forget about the partnership part of it.
Okay.
I don't think he's wrong. If you're selling
Uh-huh.
and you show up with a hat backwards
Yeah.
and just like a wife beater, unless you're Gaetano Donardi, who is notorious for being wearing that kind of stuff, who is
Uh-huh.
awesome guy, by the way.
Yeah.
I think he's right there. Like, I do not think you should
Okay.
show up with just like a backwards hat, especially if it's
Okay.
like the freaking VP of IT at whatever company.
Okay.
You know, I'm not saying you're going to lose the deal because of it, but I think, you know, I'm not, and also not saying you should wear a jacket. It could be a collared shirt. It could be a fancy shirt. It could be
And just
whatever you
like
want.
even a polo.
It could just be a black shirt, plain.
Just don't wear a hat.
Yeah.
How about that?
Just don't be crazy. Take a shower. Like that stuff makes sense.
Okay.
I don't see a problem there. If you're the buyer, where the fuck do you want? They're trying to sell to you.
Yeah, you do whatever you
Who cares?
want. You wear 10 Pokemon.
Not to take it
characters
even
on.
back even further. Why does everything got to be a freaking Zoom call with the where we're showing our faces? Why can't we just call people now?
No, absolutely not. Do not fucking call me.
Do you know how many?
No
There's
way.
so many times like I want to like I'm talking to a vendor. It's like why can't I just like this would be nice. I could take the dog out for a walk and just talk. That'd be nice.
But you can't see the product. Don't we
They don't show
complain
me the
that they
product in
never
the
show
first call anyway.
True.
No one shows it anyway. I gotta wait for a freaking sales engineer 3 weeks out.
It's true. I've had a few like discovery calls where the person has either taken it on the phone, taken it via FaceTime, you know, things like that. And it makes it difficult for me because I feel like, am I in a good spot to show you something if I really want to show you really quick? Or do we have to schedule a second call?
Oh,
So,
I see what you're saying there.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like that way, it's a little bit weird.
I guess it depends on the call for sure.
Yeah, it depends on the call. But if it's like, I've done calls before when I was renegotiating contracts and renewals and stuff. And like, you know, my AE will just like call me real quick and be like, hey, Tass, yeah, you know, you wanted that discount, blah, 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 whatever. Or you wanted this terms, these seats. Yeah, I talked to so and we got it. Okay, I've done those before. So I feel like after a little while, you can do the phone call thing. But I wouldn't do it straight up. I
Yeah.
agree with being like presentable. I mean, I work from home. I have worked from home for many years now. And you always like gasp that I'm dressed nice. Like I like to dress up, but I like to do that like on a regular day. Today is an exception because I forgot that we were going to do this. But like this is me casually.
Tie-dye.
This is me casual in my athleisure tie-dye. But for the most part, you've seen me in my work environment. And, you know, I like to shower and look half decent. So,
Yeah.
so I can see that. I can see that. But I'm also not wearing like a freaking work blazer, you know, when I'm getting on discovery calls, even if it is with head of marketing at
No,
whatever,
I don't think you need that.
Calendly or whatever. Like, you know, it doesn't matter.
I think in our space too, like a lot of people are just wearing sweatshirts. Like I think they just
Like,
are.
you think
Like,
more casual.
marketing, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and look, I bought platforms where someone was literally wearing a hat. So
Here's the
people
thing.
do
I
buy
don't even
from 'em.
remember.
This
I
is
don't
like
remember
2001,
someone wearing a
2021.
hat.
I mean,
I don't remember someone wearing a hat. You know the things I do remember? If they are off camera and I'm on,
ooh.
I remember those things.
Do you turn off
'Cause
the camera though? If they hop on, no camera, do you turn off the camera? As a buyer.
Yeah, I don't know if I have. Because most
Damn,
times,
that's
like,
kind of rude.
what? I would just keep it
You're
on.
making them
It's like,
feel bad.
yeah, they should feel bad. They should turn the damn thing on. If I'm on, why aren't you on? Unless at least if they acknowledge it, like, hey, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn mine off. Like my kid's here.
feeling
I'm not feeling.
sick.
I'm feeling sick. What? I'm like, cool, not a big deal. I'm like, I can stay on, or I can turn mine off too. Like, but if they come on and they have they don't even say anything to me, I'll just keep mine on. I'm like, okay, but I won't
I
ask
turn it
about
off.
it. But
I go to
remember.
the kitchen. I start cooking. That's what I do. I'm double tasking.
Cutting, just start cutting fruit.
Yeah.
Just like
they'll
it's
they'll
fine.
start hearing some stuff and like, oh no, I'm here. You can share
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, you're here in quotes.
I'm double tasking there.
Yeah, I don't like that. The other things I remember is if you talk, I'm listening, and then the minute I'm talking, you look like you are slacking or you are on your phone, or you are communicating with, or you're basically, I
Mm,
feel like you're not paying attention to me. So if someone says, hey, I'm typing, but just know I'm taking notes and I'm listening to you, versus someone who's just like talking so that they,
yeah.
just talking so they speak and then they don't actually want to hear you. I remember shit like that. I'm like, I didn't like that guy. Or if they're
I
too
mean,
arrogant,
it's been a few years.
the
You should get pretty
vibes.
good at that though. Like some people are better at it than others.
What?
Slacking and doing work while listening.
While having a discovery call, please don't.
Oh, not a discovery call, but like just
Just in general in
yeah, if
meetings.
you're just
Yeah.
like in a meeting, you're not talking, like
Yeah,
you're
that's different.
there,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
different. That I'm slacking constantly through that in house constantly. I have to like hold my laughter for the most part because I'm usually making a lot of jokes. But anyway, I actually think this is like, it would have been an okay post, but the fact that he went into a cell was the point where shit started to sour. Only for Mac, apparently. Everybody else was like, yeah, you're right, Florian,
Well, now I'm trying to
including you.
yeah. Well, now I'm trying to see if he has
Florin?
any fluorine.
Florine? Oh no, Florine.
So I'm looking through his videos, like he's on some calls. I wouldn't say he has like a blazer on, but he's got a collar on for the most part, it looks like. So all right, that's fair enough.
We just got to find some videos of him with a backwards hat and call him on it. Okay, next. Last one. Last one ish. And then we can
We'll
do a
see.
rapid fire on the
We'll
last
see.
three.
We'll see.
Okay. No, 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 we'll see. We have a hard stop in
No, you
seven
don't. Your
minutes.
kids are playing.
They're not playing. One's napping. The other one I can hear downstairs is giving my husband a hard time. Okay. Now, one piece of advice for people who write on LinkedIn all the time. Most who don't, who are listening and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. One of the
Uh-oh.
pieces of advice you get a lot is like replay the hits. You don't have to write content from scratch every time. So if I posted something that just like did exceedingly well last year, I can take that same exact post and post it as a new post today, and people just don't remember. And it was so funny because I tested that theory and I've reposted some of my older stuff. And it's funny because sometimes the comments are by the same people who have
Mm.
forgotten the original post. And are like, oh my God, this is such great insight. I'm like, that's what you said last time. So it's always like really funny. And Gaetano, who the wife beater
We actually did
guy
meet him,
that
mention him. Yeah.
that that Tim mentioned. It's funny, we do all the circling back and segues so naturally. So Gaetano posted about this. And he said, I don't mind calling this guy out. People are recycling made up stories to get popular on social media. It's corny and unoriginal. The most popular content creators are tricking you with reusable copywriting hooks, formulas, scripts, made up stories, etc. Don't fall for it. And the screenshot he has is of Nick Huber. Do you actually know who this guy is?
Yeah, he is. So he's not even really in B2B.
He's
He's
just like a guru, one of
he
these
has like
like
a podcast. He's all about like buying an HVAC company, buying a storage facility. It's more about that type of like I forgot what he calls it, but it's like gritty type of businesses.
okay, okay. So yeah, his handle
He's also a rage
on
baiter, so
X.
there's that too. So
Oh yes,
that I think there's part of this. This is why Gaetano's okay with calling him out. I'm assuming.
got it. Yeah, his handle is sweaty startup.
Yes,
No,
what
no
that's what
free
it is.
plugs.
Exactly what
Yeah,
it is. Sweaty
sweaty startups.
startups.
Okay, so it's funny because the first time he posted this was April 11th, 2024, and he said, "I did a consulting call today with a 33-year-old guy who makes 150K a year at a fully remote job, 30 to 40 hours a week, two kids, wife, blah blah blah." Then on October the 28th, 2024, he said, earlier this year, I did a consulting call with a 33-year-old guy who makes 150K a year. You know what? That's fine. He said, I
He
did a
did, yeah,
consulting call today in April. In October, he said, I did a consulting call earlier this year. Still true. And that's okay.
yeah.
But then 18 minutes ago, which is when I guess Gaetano took this
So
screenshot,
June.
which was a week ago, he said, I did a consulting call today with a 33-year-old guy who makes 150K a year. And so the story might be true, but he's phrasing it as if it happened that day again. And if this Nick Huber is as big as you're saying he is, then he probably has someone who's handling his social too. And they're just like reposting a lot of this shit. It may not even be him, or it might be him. I might be giving him the benefit of the doubt. But this is where it's like it's different because he's posting it as if it happened today, and then that is deceitful. They also sell a lot of these like these are the hooks and frameworks that you need to use to like become popular. But the whole rule of like people don't remember, obviously Gaetano remembered, because if you look at the screenshot, he was like, wait, I feel like I remember this, and then like searched for consulting call in his history and found 3 of these similar posts. I know you replay the hits.
Yeah, I replay the hits.
Yeah,
Mine
me
aren't
too.
usually timely.
Mine are not either.
Mine
They have
are
nothing
never
to do with
timely.
time.
So they like this
Yes.
guy's 34 now, by the way.
Yeah.
So he should probably update that. And I'm hoping.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know what the show more is. So if he gave him like help, I'm hoping the guy makes more than 450K now.
Yeah.
A year later, right? Inflation, blah blah blah. So update those maybe. Oh, actually, he did post it on LinkedIn. I was just looking it up.
Yeah, right
Uh
here. So Gatana's first comment says, the dude just recycled this
oh,
post again to LinkedIn 1 day ago. You can't make this stuff up. I pity the fool.
hey,
I pity this dude. Anyway, moving on with my life.
no. By the way, I don't even know what you call this, but like 150K working 30, 40 hours a week is kind of standard. It's pretty average. It's not like it's bad. Like if you
Yeah.
said like 75K, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you can't really do much there these days.
Yeah, I feel like, well, 150,
What the
what
fuck
in the,
happened to 150K? I thought that was pretty good.
yeah, that was apparently it's shit. He's saying you suck if you make 150K. You need to make more. And sucks for that guy. Anyway, moving on. There's no like tactical. He didn't like help him. He didn't do shit. He's just like pitying the fool and he's talking about it over and over again.
I'm making assumptions here. I'm thinking Gaetano's more about like, because this is very similar to like I just spoke to a CMO at a $6 billion
Yes.
company where everyone says that. No one's talking to all these CMOs at $6 billion companies. Like there's no shot. There's 100 CMOs just being talked to every single day. I think he's just made it up and then it did well and he just played in the hits.
And he just
I
keeps
think
it.
that's what it's more about.
Oh, you comment. Look at your long ass comment. I'll be
I'm
honest,
just
I
gonna
repurposed
flex.
some of my content. I think you'd be surprised how many people didn't see the original post. Now, to be fair, I usually make changes and updates to it, especially if it's timely. Like this one, it's tough because the guy is now 34 and over a year. I'm sure the guy doesn't make 150K a year. There's definitely a balancing game here. Some people do it way too much, some people don't do it at all, and that's fine. But sheet, why not make your life a little easier? We all talk about the same few topics anyway, just said differently. Taking what's worked, tweaking it. I don't hate it. Somebody laughed at this.
Because
And
he's
then
probably 30, because he's 34. The guy's probably 34
oh,
now.
34. Yeah. I will. Yeah. The guy on the call now on 600K has 6 kids and worked 124 hours a week. I love that. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong in repurposing content, but this is not repurposing. This is just like just making shit up and posting a fake thing over and over again, thinking no one's ever going to notice.
I do
But
think it's
yeah.
made up because he didn't
Yeah.
give any value on there. The other thing to this is just to give this guy, Nick Huber, kudos, is at his kind of scale or size or whatever, 6 months apart is pretty good. Some of
Hmm.
these guys that you know on LinkedIn, these
Hmm.
bros
Yeah.
that sell a lot of courses
Yeah.
every month, I swear it's like on the dot every single month, same thing, change a little bit here and there. Maybe take out an M
Wow.
dash or not. It's basically that. It's
The M
they
dash
they
is a dead
repurpose
giveaway.
every single month.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is 6 months. I'll give. It's not bad.
Okay. The shortest I've ever done is like 3 months where I'll recycle something, but usually like a year. But then I've also changed my stance on some of the things. So I'm like, oh, I posted this a year ago. I sucked.
Yeah,
Here's my new
same.
update, done that
Usually a
kind of thing.
year. I've done 3 months. I've done 6 months. I've done a week because I was like, no, fuck the algorithm.
I know. Yes.
I'm gonna push this.
You
And
did
and,
that.
and sometimes
And it worked.
sometimes it works. Sometimes it's just like, oh, that
Doesn't.
was shit. I'm done.
People are over you.
It was it. It was just a bad one. I've done for same day, by the way.
Yeah. You did
Post
it
in the
for the
morning, didn't
comment
reach.
post.
I'm like, nope, fuck this. No, I've done the same exact post in the same day. The comment post, I made a different video out of it. I've done
Oh.
like I posted it. It got me like whatever 600 impressions again,
But-
and then it like did 1,800 impressions. So it was still a shit post.
Okay, fine. I
Push
need
it.
to try those things. Okay, we're at time, but I'm going to rapid fire. If you were offered $100 million to delete your LinkedIn, would you? This one dude, you had commented on the post. He was like,
Did you read the post?
no, I didn't read the whole post because I knew it
Oh,
was some bullshit, but it was like, he had said, if someone offered me $100 million to delete my LinkedIn profile, I would decline. I'm like, bro, you're fucking tripping. I'd be cashing in. I like delete it. Never see you guys again. See you later.
he says basically, I'm just trying to see how many people are reading because at the end is like, and that's not true. I wouldn't do that. He
Oh,
was trying to see how many people would actually read, and he got me for sure. I read the headline, and
and then you
said
commented.
like, I said like, think about how much time you'd have if you didn't have to work, like blah blah blah, like some serious answer. But
Yeah.
then people go like, dude, did you even read it? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
fair.
Okay.
You got me
All
good.
right. He got you. All right. Never mind.
If
But would
anyone
you?
says they wouldn't, it's fucking lying.
Yeah.
You
And
can
you know who
buy
would? The
50
LinkedIn
million
gurus.
LinkedIn. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's a good hook.
Yeah. Nick
Great
Huber or
hook.
whatever would probably be like, I'll decline.
I don't even think Nick Huber would do that. I think Nick
No.
Huber would,
$100 million.
because he's a
Come on.
sweaty,
Okay.
he's a sweaty
What about
startup.
$10 million? Would you delete your LinkedIn
Oh,
profile?
think about how much time you'd have to build your brand back up.
Okay. So you're just saying just delete it and then restart a
Yeah.
LinkedIn profile again.
Are you saying like I can't go on LinkedIn ever again? Fine.
Yeah. Like you're done.
Yeah, fine. I'll go
You're
on
done.
YouTube. I don't give a fuck. YouTube makes you can make way more money on any other platform than LinkedIn.
Okay.
If I had that's the thing. If I had the money
Yeah.
and had all that time, I'd be creating a gardening YouTube channel or something like that.
Gardening.
Or a
Okay.
VO3 YouTube channel. That's what I would do
Oh
next.
my gosh. Just stop it. You need to send me like a demo. I don't even understand what you're doing.
Anyone that says they're working because they love it, maybe, but
Me? That's what my husband says. I mean,
yeah, but
I like what I do.
but what if you got zero money? What if clients did not give you money? Would you do that?
Notorious B2B, probably.
Would you do landing page services for zero money? Like, no, I'm saying
Mm,
you get clients, they don't pay invoices ever. And you're like, oh, I'm good. That's good. Would you still do it?
no, probably
Fuck
not. I mean,
no.
I have bills, like, I have mouths to feed. I'd have to work at Costco
Who
and do landing pages on the
Anyone that says they
side.
would is lying.
Okay, okay, fine. 10 million, fine. 1 million.
Tax. You gotta think. That's the thing. You got taxes here at 500K.
Kaylee Edmondson got 1 million and she's still on LinkedIn.
She's done a. She's. I'm not saying, but no, but that's different. She didn't delete your. You didn't delete it.
No, that wasn't
She also
the
didn't have that
proposition.
caveat. Like that wasn't part of the caveat.
Yeah, yeah. But would you for $1 million?
If I could rebuild it, yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think I could. I think I could rebuild it
You think you can
very
rebuild it?
fast. I still have
Okay.
all the knowledge of it. If you're saying
Yeah.
erase my mind, fine. I'll go to YouTube. I don't care. LinkedIn's not that great. Anyone that says they are,
Okay. Finally, the other side of gifting campaigns. This is also still left over from Clark, but that was the story I should have brought up with us versus him, but it was just like the right moment. Sahil Patel, CEO of Spiralize, right? You remember
mm-hmm,
him? Did you meet him in spring?
yeah,
Okay.
I know.
He texted me and he's like, I think I got scammed. I was like, what do you mean? And he sends me this whole thing and he's like, this guy books this call with him and he looks at his LinkedIn profile and stuff beforehand. And he's like, okay, it's this like white dude. He's kind of older. He lives in like South Dakota or something. And great, awesome. So he gets on the call. The guy doesn't put his camera on, sounds Nigerian. But then he's like, you know what? That's fine. There are lots of people who've moved around. Like, I'm not going to judge, whatever. Right? Gets on the call. The guy actually talks like CRO jargon, like conversion rate optimization stuff. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Sahil has a landing page tech company, whatever. So, this guy's like talking to him about all this optimization stuff. He's like, okay, cool. Does a kind of demo, hangs up, whatever. Then that person reaches out to Sahil's team and says, hey, can I get that gift card that I saw in this campaign? And they didn't even think of anything. They're like, whatever. So they gave him the gift card. And then
They didn't
another
think of anything.
no, they were like, oh, okay, he's just cashing in on the stuff. They usually don't do it for inbound, but they were like, I'm not going to argue with this guy, whatever. So they gave him the gift card. And then the second time this other, discovery call comes in, it's a different white dude who's been somewhere for like 10 years again, sounds exactly like this guy. And Sahil at this point picks up, his spidey senses go off. He fakes that his demo environment isn't working, gets off the call.
Nice.
And then that guy also probably knew the jig was up. So he didn't like reach out to them for it. But Sahil sent me both the calls to have me listen to it. And he's like, I'm not like losing my mind, right? Like this, I was like, no, that is that is the same freaking dude. But the second
Mm,
one, he didn't use as much of the jargon or anything as well as
yeah,
the first round. But now I'm like, shit, how did he find him? So then we're speculating. I think he went to the LinkedIn ads library,
he did.
found the gifting campaign because they've run a few different amounts. So he came in on the highest probably, which was the
Six.
$309 $306 gift card one, and then came in and tried to cash in on that. But that is like, he said that the impressive part was the guy spoke all the jargon. But if this is
Mm.
like how rampant it is now, they're basically using AI, taking all of Sahil's podcasts and stuff, chat GPTing it, getting all the jargon, probably like live during the call. He's playing the audio into ChatGPT and getting responses because sometimes there would be a delay in
Oh,
the answer too.
you're thinking the response is AI?
Yeah, either AI. I mean, how would he know?
Oh.
Like, there are some questions where it's like Sahil would ask a question, there would be a little bit of a pause, and then the guy would answer, even if it was like a couple sentence answer or whatever. I think it's like through voice with ChatGPT, he probably had a prompt open that's like, pretend like you're a buyer for this, blah, blah, blah. Do this research on Spiralize. Here's some podcasts this guy's been on. Help me with the jargon. I'm going to feed you questions he's going to ask. You give me the
Mm.
answers, and like literally modeled out answers for him. And that is like the sophistication that we've added to now scammers in B2B.
Or are they in the industry and
In the
they just,
industry, because like how rampant are gift card campaigns though now?
yeah.
To where like someone's actually using it as a strategy to scam people. Isn't that insane?
So yes, but I'm wondering if it's not that sophisticated and it's more of because you could basically go in the LinkedIn ads library and type in $100,
Uh-huh.
$105, $300, $306, find out what companies are doing it, and then just go to every company, get a demo from each of those, and get
Yep.
$100, 105,
That's
whatever
literally
money.
what they're doing.
I have some clients that do run the gift card campaigns, and we've had that issue where we did find
Oh,
out it's just people going to LinkedIn ads library. Most of the time, it's just the person. It's not even a company we're targeting, but it's just to
yeah.
do. Be like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
But then there was also people that were actually giving fake emails, like not fake emails, but the email of a person that would be in the ICP.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
it looked
that's
like a
what they
good
were
lead.
doing.
Yeah.
That's what they did with him. They spoofed the domains of the original
Mm.
the companies with the LinkedIn profiles and stuff. So he thought they were legitimate leads when they got on.
Yeah.
It's that's some next level shit. But it's like how rampant are gift card campaigns in B2B that now there are actually scammers for them, you know? It's like just don't do the
Well,
gift card campaigns.
I think scammer is a bad word. So there might be that. There might be the people that are literally just doing that as a job and because they get good at these things. And
Yeah.
to your point, they might be doing every single company has a gift card offer and they do like 5 different personas and then you can make a ton of money off of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is that. The other side of it could be, if you're unemployed, like, and you figure this out, you could just do this on your free time and make $100 a day, $200 a day, 300,
Wow. I
306.
feel
I
like,
mean, $306, like,
you
it's not
know,
bad for a half hour.
there are a few moments like when Pep was on the show and then some things that Clark was saying and now this where I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm not living my life to the fullest. I feel like I need to be more strategic about the stuff. Like when I'm bored, I should be collecting like gift cards. What do you think?
Well, you have a moral compass. That's the
Oh,
difference.
oh shit. That
Like,
stupid
see, I
thing.
mean, that's the thing. Like, you have a job. Like, you have a company. Like,
Yeah.
you could spend that awkward half hour, which is not a half hour because you have to get to the call, you have to stop your day, you have to,
Yeah.
whatever. For that awkward kind of conversation, then you have to do the follow up, all that stuff. For $100, is that worth it?
Probably not.
306, maybe,
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
like again, you have a moral compass. You could also spend that time creating content and driving a freaking 15K landing page deal. That's what you do.
Yeah, yeah, true. All right,
You could also rob a bank, in your free
that
time.
would be that would be more fun. I don't know how much I'd get away with it now. My husband and I watched Heat the other day, and I was like, "Dang, that's wild."
I
But
feel like I'd
also,
be
it's
pretty
like a
good at that
fun
stuff.
life. You would be? I think
I
so.
think
You'd have to wear less flashy outfits, though.
no, yeah, I'd be smart about it. Like I feel like I'd be a good like drug king too. I just don't like the killing. Like that's not my thing. That's the only
You could be
problem.
like a nice drug dealer.
Have you ever watched a movie? Like that's where you get shot. Like the nice ones die for
The
sure.
nice
Like you
ones
have
die.
to you have to give fear.
Fine. Okay.
Like
All
I
right.
do feel like I could be good in that business. It's just, it's
And
just
so once you realized that you couldn't kill, you were like, you know what? B2B marketing, that's for me.
I mean, not even killing. It's like beating people up. Like it's not. It doesn't sound fun to me. Like I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I also want to look
Okay.
over my shoulder the whole
I
life.
mean,
Like,
some people though, like on LinkedIn, were like, it's okay. Maybe that guy, little roughing up wouldn't hurt.
oh yeah, the LinkedIn mafia will get you. Like if you ever
Yeah.
dealt with them, it's not fun, but
Yeah.
it's whatever.
Okay,
Wow, we're
retention.
killing the retention time. All right.
Okay. Bye. And that's a wrap on Notorious B2B, where we expose the nonsense and remind you that most B2B marketing is just a very expensive guessing game.
Don't and post a passive-aggressive LinkedIn poll about it. We'll still find you.
And if you have B2B drama we should cover, slide into our DMs. We accept screenshots, leaked internal memos, and questionable brand rebrands.
Until next time, keep your marketing unhinged and your LinkedIn bio free of the words growth hacker. See you later.
Later, skater.